Life can have its share of ups and downs. There are points when we feel like things seem to be falling in place, but we're also very likely to experience dissatisfaction and feel stuck.
I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
How much of this can be controlled, and what choices can we make that would help us with this? Well, author and speaker Mel Robbins believes that the most effective productivity tool that one can use to assert agency over one's life is an approach called the 5-second rule. In her book, The High Five, Take Control of Your Life with One Simple Habit, Robbins explains how the 5-second rule works. She first shared this simple productivity hack in a 2013 TEDx talk entitled How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over. I know what you're thinking. You've heard about this 5-second rule before, the one where you can drop food on the floor and still eat it within 5 seconds without getting sick. Well, it's not that one. In our daily lives, we're constantly faced with choices and decisions on what we need to do and what we should do. Robbins explains that if an activity is not part of our regular routine, it typically takes our brains 5 seconds to convince us not to do it. This is our brain overthinking and trying to protect us from possible unknown negative consequences of a new action. She experienced this in her own life when she was going through a low point and realized after watching a rocket launch 5-second countdown that we as human beings also can simply count down from 5 and launch into an action that we need to do. More than a tool, it's a trick for your brain to help you with 3 particular aspects of taking action. The first is jumping into action. The moment you feel yourself hesitate before doing something that you know you should do, whether it's waking up in the morning, reaching out to someone in your network, approaching that cute girl at the bar, or starting on that project, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and move towards action. If you don't jump into action in 5 seconds, your mental habits take over and kill your instinct to change, innovate, or step outside your comfort zone. Let's try an exercise here. You're thinking about hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Well, before you start to overthink it, count down with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See? That feels pretty good, right? The second aspect is being bold and following your gut. Robbins explains that counting down to 5 helps you be bold by listening to your instincts, but jolting you out of a fear-based rut and pushing you to act despite your anxieties. This everyday courage allows one to take steps towards what they're striving for, instead of waiting for circumstances to change. The third aspect of the 5-second rule is controlling impulsiveness. Now, while the rule is primarily meant to encourage action, it also helps one attempt to take control of harmful impulses. Maybe during an argument, you'd want to not say something that you can't take back, or maybe you don't want to have to indulge in a harmful habit that you're working hard to break. Counting backwards requires focus, and when you focus, your prefrontal cortex awakens. And by the way, that's the part of the brain that deals with purposeful action and change. Even if we know that completing a task would benefit us in the long run, when we constantly give ourselves time to assess how we feel about that task, more often than not we talk ourselves out of it because of our affinity for the ever so attractive comfort zone. It certainly is necessary to keep giving ourselves grace, but auditing whether we are constantly hiding behind the veil of comfort could help us in the long run. It can be as easy as counting down from 5. This might seem like an overly simple technique, but sometimes the most effective things that can change our lives really are just all that simple. Thanks for watching. Come on back for more videos just like this on the channel, and I will see you next time.